Hi, John. I'm Rob with American Income Life Insurance Company. I talked to you yesterday about the insurance benefits that Mark sponsored you through his association, the Firefighters Association. By the way, is Mary here?
Yes.
All right. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
All right. These benefits apply to her as well. Do you mind if we sit at the table because I have to go over the benefits with the both of you, John? If you don't mind, you sit right here. Mary, you sit right here. I'll go ahead and sit right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, did you talk to Mark to find out what he has done for you and your family and why I'm here today?
Not really.
Okay, I will back up and fill you in on what it is we're gonna be going through. As you know, Mark is a member of the Firefighters Association. I don't know if you are familiar with unions like the firemen, electricians, teamsters, and federal employees, but I am sure that you have heard that they have some of the best benefits out there, right?
Right.
AIL is a unionized company that provides benefits for all these unions and associations. Mark is a member in good standings with the Firefighters Association, and he has allowed me to extend some of these American income benefits to his family members and those closest to him. Do you know the difference between temporary benefits and your permanent benefits?
Not really.
Well, we all have great benefits through work, and when we leave, quit, or retire our jobs, we lose a bulk of the benefits within 31 days. However, Mark did an amazing thing for you guys. If you qualify today, you'll now have permanent benefits that will follow you, and no one can ever take these away from you. So make sure and thank him.
Okay.
John, what do you do for work? Okay. Oh, how long have you been doing that? And Mary, where do you work?
I'm in sales
Sales? How long have you been there?
about 5 years.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, now here's a copy of the letter of affiliation to the Firefighters Member Association received.
Mhm.
Like it says in this letter, my job is to bring the benefits and explain your options. When I'm all finished, they'll have you fill out this report card that will go back to AIL and the Firefighters Association so that they know that I've been here and done my job. Is that fair?
Yes.
As the letter explains, they have me here for three reasons: to inform you about the food banks, to explain the benefit package your brother with the Firefighter Association qualified you for, and to see if you can qualify for anything permanent they have set up for the members and their family. Now, let me ask you, have either of you ever been laid off? The reason that I ask, American Income collects food for members in need. The way we keep the food banks working is when we are at a member's home, they ask us if you would like to donate any canned foods to, to the members or some dry goods. If that's something you would like to do, just remind me before I leave, okay?
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be your accidental death and dismemberment certificate. This
Okay.
covers you when you die in any type of accident. American Income is a company that covers benefits for you. It's a non-contributory and non-participating, which means you don't have to pay for it or qualify for it because Mark extended these and has already taken care of that. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
All right, fill that out.
Okay.
Okay. Verify here. So, Mark, you would like Mary to be the beneficiary? I'll put your certificate in the folder. If something happens, you'll have proof of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know, this is a discount card. This is your health discount card. This is not health insurance. This card is at no cost and it will give you discounts on visions, prescriptions, hearing, and chiropractic services. Here is the service number. The website also lists and provides places in your area. Go ahead and fill out the middle section and they will send you a card that you can start receiving discounts. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be your child. This is gonna be your child safe kit. Right there.
Okay.
Now are you familiar with Amber Alerts?
Kind of.
Okay, well, police in our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day. This is a vital tool. Heaven forbid something happens to your children, you will know what to do with it. Some things that you need to write in pencil, like height and weight, update pictures on special occasions like holidays, birthdays, or school pictures. Make sure you fingerprint them. The middle section is a place for distinguishing features such as birthmarks, glasses, or braces. Now on the back is some important information for the parents. Do you see how important this is for your
Yes.
children? Exactly. This is going to be the family information guide. So you will have this set up, right? Okay, this is your family information guide. It is not a will, but this is important to fill out when something happens to you and your family. You will know exactly what to do. After you fill this out, you want to put this in a safe place here at your home. There's one for each of you. On top is where you will put vital information such as your name, birthday, social, etc. Have either of you ever been in the military?
No.
Okay, just double checking. Persons to be notified is the most important part. Did you know millions of dollars goes unclaimed in life insurance each year because either the family doesn't know about the insurance, they don't know how to make the claim, or the company can't find the beneficiary. So what they are saying was to put down 5 people in each of your local area that can be there to help immediately when something happens to you. So who are the top 5 people in your local area that can help in emergency or death?
My sisters and his dad and brother.
Okay, perfect. Okay, your estate, well done with that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so your estate information goes here. You do have life insurance outside of work, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, if it's through work, make sure and put it in pencil because it is temporary. This part is for your financial institution information. Do you use checkings or savings?
Both?
Okay, list the information here because when you die, someone in your family has to close your accounts. Here are the funeral services and final requests. This is very important. Have either of you ever had to plan a funeral?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And do you want cremation or burial?
I think burial.
Burial. Either way, it's very expensive. So remind me before I go, part of the program is to take care of all your final expenses, but you will need to qualify for that. Do you see how important this guide is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now because your Brother Mark is a member in good standing with the Firefighters Association, they are allowing us to extend the same no-cost benefit package to the people that are going to help out when something happens to you. So they're going to be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, health insurance discard, and family information guide, and child safe kids of their own. Now, they do have to qualify. They have to be over 21, live in Texas, and be employed. Most members extend all their brothers, sisters, parents, and close friends. How many adult brothers and sisters do you all have?
A total of, oh goodness, Luis has 7.
7, okay.
Yeah.
And who's the oldest?
That would be Renee.
Renee, okay. And who's next?
That would be Melissa.
Okay. And what's your father's name and mother's name?
Oh, my mom is Mary.
Mary, okay. And how many adult children do they have over 21?
None.
None, okay.
Little.
Okay, perfect. Now they need their mailing address to get these out to them. Let's start with your brothers and sisters. What's their mailing address?
Let me get it. Okay, it's this and this.
Okay. And your brothers?
It's actually down the street. It's 11425 Crater Lake.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And you do text, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a text. Let me know once you get it.
Okay. I got it.
Okay. Now go ahead and forward the text to everyone and extend these great benefits.
Okay. To how many people do I get to send it to?
You're gonna send this to 5 people.
Oh, okay. Awesome. The 5 people. Okay.
Okay. Since your brother or Renee lives in the area, go ahead and give him a call so we can fill him in. I'll wait while you do that.
Okay. Hey, yeah, no, I'm here.
It's answered. I'll go ahead and.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. Hi, this is Rob. Renee with American Income. They do many of the permanent insurance benefits for the firefighters, police departments, and veterans. I am sitting here with Mary and has arranged to receive a no-cost AD&D policy and a benefit package. My job is to get these delivered to you so you have records and when something happens, there's a certificate of coverage and I need to drop off along with benefits. He has also recommended that is very important. What is the best time to drop off for this and your wife Suzanne? Okay, and you live at 11425 Crater Lake? Okay, great. What shifts is Suzanne working these days? Great, I could be there tomorrow at 5. Okay, what works best for her? Okay, perfect. We'll see you then. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that, Mary. Okay, John and Mary. Since you didn't find out exactly what Mark did for you, I'll back up a bit. Let me see. Okay, at that time. Now that they mentioned the letter, there is a program that they've set up members, which is a readout letter.
Mhm.
In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. It consists of 54 International Labor Association leaders. They're very important because they do help advise recommendations as to where the gaps in your benefits are and the benefits people need. They've asked each of us to read the letter to each of the members, and since Mark sponsored you, I'll read it to you. Okay. You see the reason why they've chosen this program for the unions and realize that typically after 31 days to leave your job, get laid off, or retire, you can lose all of your insurance benefits or they greatly reduce. These permanent and portable insurance benefits, and if you qualify, you get to keep them for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
In fact, they don't work. In fact, they just don't work with police officers, firefighters, teachers, and veterans. They work with over 40,000 groups, are rated A plus, with over 500 million members enrolled. So they must be doing something right, huh?
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
yeah, exactly. And just because your brother Mark extended these benefits to you doesn't mean you are automatically allowed to enroll. You do have to qualify. If you are high risk, they can't let you in. So let me ask you a couple questions just to make sure, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Have you ever had any arrests, including a DUI?
No.
Okay. Have either of you used tobacco or marijuana in the last 12 months?
No.
No. Do any of you take any prescription medication?
No.
Okay. Have any of you ever had any health issues in your lifetime, such as cancer, diabetes, or heart disease?
No, thank God.
No? Okay, awesome. You guys seem very healthy. Based on what you have told me, I am not sure if you qualified yet, but you do have a good chance. So I can at least explain the benefits to you. I do need to do a needs analysis, which is based on three things. It's going to be family situation, benefits you already have, and income. So what they have me do is ask you a couple questions to see what you might qualify for. That sound good?
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, John and Mary, okay, so, John and Mary, did Mark fill you in what the Hour Power program is?
No.
No, he didn't. Hour Power is a very old principle that says members should take the first 2 hours of their weekly wage and set it aside to protect their families and their family's future. Now, 2 hours of your wage is roughly 1/20th of your income, right?
Right.
And that's not going to change your lifestyle. Of course not. Your program is based off of 2 hours. Only 5% of all members of only 5%, so all members can afford it. Excuse me. Now, provided that you can qualify, they allow me to set aside between $20 to $100 a week. Every member has different situations and different hourly wages. What I am obligated to do is show you what setting aside 2 hours of combined income will do and what kind of protection it will provide. Then when I am done, the Firefighter Association would like your opinion on my report card that goes directly to them. Is that fair?
Yes.
So, John, what do you make an hour? All right. Now, Mary, what do you make an hour? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is show you what setting aside the $40 a week will do for your family. Just because, like any other enrollment period that you qualify, there are forms that need to be filled out in person. I am here, and that's something that we cannot do later or over the phone. So be sure to stop me at any time if you have questions. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Now, they concern in three major areas: the accidental injuries, final expenses, and paycheck protection. Paycheck protection. Excuse me. The first area they are concerned is when you are injured in any type of accident. Have either one of you ever thought about what you will do if you get injured in an accident?
No.
Well, the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Their concern isn't that your medical bills won't be taken care of. You have health insurance to take care of that. When it's job related and workers' compensation, there are a lot of members that have some form of disability. What they are concerned with is lost wages and other expenses start adding up. Okay. When you end up in the hospital, even if medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you out there, Mary. When you get the phone call, obviously you will be working, and either one of you will have to be by his side or vice versa. God forbid something happens to any of your children. In that case, no one is working, right?
Right.
Oh, John and Mary, when any of your kids get hurt or have to go to the emergency room, they're going to send the amount up to $300 for just taking the time to get the injury looked at. That's for any kind of accident, whether you scrape your knee, need stitches, or just need to get looked at. That's
Okay.
for any kind of accident.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So the only exception is that when you have to stay overnight in the hospital, they're going to send you the amount of $300 for each day up to a full year. That ends in being a certain amount of dollars per week.
Okay.
Now let me ask you, when the money comes in, that will help your will that help your family?
Definitely.
Yeah, of course it will. Now the only exception that is when you have to stay in intensive care, they're gonna send you double the amount for 2 weeks. This reason the amount the week is because when you're in intensive care, it's a life or death situation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now the second area that they are concerned with is your final expenses. Now, John, who is going to be responsible for taking care of your funeral expenses when something happens to you?
Mary.
Okay. Now let me ask you: has either of you want to ever planned a funeral?
Yes.
The reason that I ask is that there is a very serious problem. Now the concern is that the fact that you're going to die because we will, right?
Right.
But when you die, someone in our family has to face a funeral director immediately. Funeral directors require a bulk of the money up front on the spot before start doing anything. They at least need to know where the money is coming from. Did you realize that?
No.
No. A lot of people don't. So while you're waiting for your life insurance to come in, who has to take care of that in the meantime? That's right, the family or you, Mary.
Yeah.
They either have to take the money out of savings or worse, borrow it. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So now what we have done is set up the Freedom of Choice program to take care of final expenses. If you qualify, each one of you will receive your own certificate. It looks just like this. Now they call it the Freedom of Choice because it's good at any funeral home. The way this works, if something happens to you, John, then Mary, you take the certificate to any funeral home you choose, and the funeral director looks at it and says, "I'm really sorry for your loss, John. Funeral is going to be so and so amount. How would you like to take care of that today?" At that point, John, the freedom of choice, everything is taken care of from that point on. John, in your case, they've set aside 15,000. Mary, in your case, they've set aside 15,000 to take care of your final expenses. What's not used at the funeral home gets sent to the beneficiary. Now, let me ask you, John, Mary, Isn't it nice to finally have this taken care of?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Each of the two kids are covered for $10,000 benefit that is converted to 50,000 at the age of 21, regardless of their health or habits.
Wow.
Yeah, that they can keep for the rest of their life. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Now, the only exception to this is when you die before the age 65, will typically be in some kind of accident, right?
Yeah.
John, when something happens to you in any type of accident, not only will they immediately take care of the final expenses, but they are going to send your family an additional amount of dollars to help out during that time. When we die in an accident, what kind of accident will it probably be?
Car accident.
That's right, car accident. In that case, they're going to send you double the additional amount, plus take care of the final expenses. And when traveling on a common carrier like a plane, they will send you up to 5 times to the family. Each of your children are covered for 20% of the parents for those in accidental death. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. The third would be that they're concerned with is the paycheck protection. The third problem they're concerned with is about the paycheck, John. You're on your way home from work, you get killed in a car accident or pass away from a stroke or a heart attack. Is your paycheck going to keep coming to support Mary and the family?
No.
No, of course not. Your paycheck vanishes just like that, the snap of your fingers. But taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying bills, those are all pretty much the same. So, Mary, the bills keep coming in month after month, even if John's paycheck is gone, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. But let me ask you, do you have you have life insurance, right? Hopefully it's between 500 to 900K, 10 times your annual income. This real American Income realizes that all members do have life insurance. But here's what happens in any typical situation. When you die, your family immediately starts dipping into the lump sums. First, the reimbursement for your burial and miscellaneous expenses And then because your paycheck has stopped coming in, you have to keep dipping into savings to pay your bills and put food on the table. And then a year or two later, if something happens, also what happens to all that money? That's right, it's completely gone, right?
Mhm.
So here's the paycheck protection or readjustment income, John. When something happens, they are going to start sending Mary a paycheck the very next month, every single month after that for a minimum of one full year. Now, the reason they choose at least a year because it is a decent time to adjust. A couple months just isn't enough time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have a drink of my water. Okay, John, excuse me. What they're gonna do in your case, John, when you die, they're gonna start sending Mary an amount of the 3,000 every single month for between 3 to 5 years. For any cause of death, Mary, when something happens, John, they will send your family the paycheck that you'll give your family time to adjust. Of course it will, right? Now, Mary, you'll be in a position when that does happen, you can that you take the money, you receive it, and get it invested in your children's future. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. And educate and retirement. Does this make sense,
Yeah.
John and Mary? When something happens to you, John, you will receive an amount of 4,000 for 5 years. Now, this does build an emergency fund after 3 years. If something were ever tight financially, there will be some money that you can take from the program during the time so you don't lose it. They also paid off benefits. So when you retire, you can start contributing to the program and keep reduced paid final expenses benefits for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Alrighty. And have you ever thought about what would happen if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness, John or Mary?
Oh gosh, no.
Oh yes, very hard to deal with, but they have put a lot of thought into it. In fact, they realize that they are going to need a lot of cash. When you are diagnosed with a terminal illness and not expected to live more than a certain amount of time, they are going to send you half the final expense and paycheck protection. The other half will come to your family when you are gone. Okay, and then the strike, we also have there is also strike and layoff waiver clause so that you don't lose your program. In the fact, in the case of a union strike, they will take care of your insurance benefits for you up to a year, and you never have to pay it back, John. Even if you can't work just a day because of the strike, they will take care of the benefits for a week, which is $40. But in the whole month, it would be $80. And if the layoffs are long and have been working for the past 12 months, they will take care of the program for up to 3 months and you never have to pay it back. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Also, the insurance benefits are guaranteed and non-cancelable, which means if you qualify then, no matter what happens in the future, your age or your habits, no one can ever take these from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that I have showed you what setting aside 2 hours will do for your family, let's review it to make sure it's clear. Your injury benefits are there for your family. Your freedom of choice covers you and Mary and the children in any cause of death and until it needs to be used. Your paycheck protection and all protections on the side here make sure no matter what, no changes happen moving forward and you never lose the benefits after today, even if you change jobs, get very sick or move. Again, you can see why these are important for your family. Now, my job, because of the relationship, now, I apologize. Now, my job, because of the relationship with Mark, do is give you the opportunity to get enrolled in what you qualify for. The best part, they set this like a payroll deduction, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, if you change jobs, retire, you don't have to worry about life insurance benefits. They are under your control, not your employees or union. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, John and Mary, let's face it. Let's face it, we're all going to die. We don't have a choice. Either we deal with it now or someone in your immediate family, brother, sister, or child will have to deal with it when something happens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you will have to answer a couple medical questions to see if you can even qualify. But probably the most important question I need to ask you, if something happens to both of you in a bad car wreck, there will be a little over review total coverage amount. Who do you want the money to go to? The beneficiary's name will be on the top.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it doesn't make a difference to them which program you try to qualify for. Most families try to qualify for their 2 hours combined a week, which is what I went over with you. Some families ask if they can set aside more and double their benefits, or sometimes members just choose a basic program just to get started. They will upgrade it down the road and provide that they still qualify. Which way did you want to go?
Probably, probably the well, option A.
Option A. Okay, perfect. While you're thinking about which options make most sense, I'll go ahead and ask the medical questions to see if you can even qualify.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Your policies will arrive within 4 to 8 weeks. Once received, you've been permanently qualified and accepted. Show your policy, paid up values, monthly incomes, total face amounts, explain policies, set up folder showing service number. All right. So now, John and Mary, this is very important. Other than affordability, because of this covers everything in one, what are the top 3 reasons you have insurance benefits?
Well, just to have it taken care of.
We are all finished and these are all taken care of. You can finally list how you feel. Congratulations. I hope it's important you understand. Now it's up to you that you should never lose it. If anything needs to change, help call this service number. All right. Congratulations.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much.